everyone, I am Erika of Beadingschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly free beading class every Friday to make sure that even if we sit in different places all around the world, and no one has to bead alone. So, let me please know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I see Kata already checking in, and Verla is here, and Liv is here. Ladies, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Donna, good morning. We have beaders from all around the world. So, for some of us, it's already late afternoon. For me, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We have beaders from New Zealand joining us regularly who get up 5 a.m. in the morning. And then we have beaders from over the ocean, from the United States, and also Canada often. And they are just getting up and maybe having their first coffee in the morning together with us. In the meanwhile, Katja joined, Claire, Frida. Okay, Donna says that she can see me and hear me, so that's wonderful. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Kata, for noticing. In fact, I was complaining to Kata a couple of days ago that I went to the hairdresser exactly after a year, and then during a morning meeting with the other ladies from the beading school team, no one noticed that I had a haircut and even a new color. So thank you. And good morning, Faye. Lutka, good morning. Annie is here, and Sharon is here, and Liv, Connie, Alicia, Mary, Eleanor, Tanya is here. Tanya says, hello, ladies. I don't know if Katie will make it on time due to the bad weather. She could not go home straight away. Oh, wow, here the weather is so nice and we are actually pretty close. Tanya and Katie sitting in Belgium. I am in the Netherlands. Wow. I hope that Katie can get home soon. Elena, hi. Corinne. Maria is here. Kirsten, Natalie, Sandra, Betty Lou. Oh, Aileen, Anita. Happy birthday to your daughter Anita. Brit Marie, Joanna. Sharon says that she likes my lighter color. Very pretty. Thank you, Sharon. I wanted it to make it look like as if I have been on a holiday, you know, after lots of sunshine. We didn't have any sunshine up until this week, but at least the hairdresser helped me to achieve that beach look. Deb. Claire says that they have beautiful weather in the UK. Oh, wonderful. Lutka is cooking in the meanwhile, and she is listening and watching because the family is hungry. Catherine is here, Anne is here. Janine. Welcome, ladies. So, today we are going to bead together the Wolvega earrings that you can see on the screen next to me. And I would also like to mention some of the big news that I was sharing earlier this week. So, in case that you haven't done it yet, then you can download the printable file that helps you to follow the class from the link that I will post now. You can navigate to beadingschool.com/no one has to bead alone / and there you will find a form where you can download the tutorial and open it in a different screen or print it as you like it. Save it to your computer. It makes it easier for you to follow the class. And while I want to give you a little bit of time to navigate there and download the file, then I would like to mention a couple of things that were happening at Beading School this week. So, as you might know, during the past month, I was teaching in the Seed Beads and More group on Facebook. And we had a series of classes on bead embroidery. Anita, the administrator of the group, asked me to prepare projects for you that are aimed at beaders who have already tried bead embroidery but would like to develop their skills further. So after a week of revisions, I brought you 3 different projects that you could try and you could follow to bring you 3 new creative ways of thinking about your designs in bead embroidery. And during the past month, the videos were available only in the Seed Beads and More group. But a couple of days ago, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I had some time and I uploaded all the tutorials, all the video tutorials to the Beading School YouTube channel. So it makes it easier for you to find the topics and you can watch them again and again if you wish. It's 3 different jewels. However, I wanted to make the tutorials in a way that besides creating exactly the same jewel as I did, they give you also plenty of tips and tricks that you can apply when you are designing your own jewel. So for example, the last one, the arabesque garden, it shows you how you can work with a filigree in bead embroidery and give the filigree the leading role. And the tutorial, it shows you how to make exactly the same as I did using the arabesque filigree, but there are plenty of ideas and plenty of tips that you can apply also for different shapes, or maybe the same shape, but if you want to decorate it in another way. So you can find those on the YouTube channel, on the Beading School YouTube channel. I have posted the link for you so you can find it easier. And I think that after all that learning, it is time to show the beading world what you are capable of. So this is the 2nd year when we organize a big competition. First time when it's called the Beading School competition. Last year it was the Storytelling Jeweler competition. And I would like to invite you to participate. We have 3 different categories, 1 category for bead embroidery, 2 categories for bead weaving. 1 is focusing on the Beading School colors, turquoise, fuchsia, and yellow. You have to have one of these colors in your design. And the other bead weaving category, it is focusing on our beloved Preciosa crystals. We have 3 generous sponsors of the competition. The main sponsor of the competition is Matubo, the creator of Top Check beads, and we can be grateful for them for Super Duo beads, for Gem Duo beads, for Ginkgo beads, some of the most awesome shapes, I would say. And besides Matubo beads, our sponsors are Beadsmiths. I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with the Battle of the Beadsmiths competition, and you have already probably tried your hands with lots of different things that Beadsmiths is bringing to you. For example, usually bead mats are coming from Beadsmiths, but also they are the ones who are distributing MIYUKI beads in the all over the world, Czech beads also. So I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with them. And of course, Preciosa, and Preciosa is the sponsor of our Preciosa Crystals category. And well, I think we are pretty familiar with them by now after all those Preciosa boxes that flew all around the world to you. And I am posting now also the contest page so you can read the rules and check out for more information. So you can also sign up, so we let you know when the submission form opens. And this is, I think, of course, like, it's wonderful to win a prize in a competition, but it is so much more. Competition is so much more than just winning a prize. It is also going to be an opportunity where you can show your beadwork to designers who are world known, who are really the best between beadwork designers. Or jury members are Helena Tangley and Heather Kingsley and Sean Nolan, and it's also an opportunity to like really step out of your comfort zone, trying to make something impressive, trying to look back at what you have learned during the past time and inspire fellow beaders and get inspired by fellow beaders. Last year, many of you have already participated, and for me, it was one of the most beautiful parts of the years, seeing you really doing beautiful creations. And it was also very nice to see how your kind comments to each other after the submission pieces were published. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your creations. Elena says, I am looking forward to see all the masterpieces from all participants, and I already think about the ideas for different categories. Elena was actually one of our winners last year in the bead embroidery category. So I am really happy that you decided to participate again. I am looking forward to seeing everyone's creations. And hi, Teresa. And hi, Katie. So, and just one more piece of information before we would start beading. So, in case that you are thinking about your competition pieces already and you need something special for them, then all the way until Tuesday, we have 12% discount for everything that you can find at beadingschool.com. So this is really the best occasion to stock up for the competition. And let's start beading. So, I hope you could download in the meanwhile the tutorial. And let's start working on the Wolvega earring. the Wolvega motif, and then you can decide if you would like to make it into a pair of earrings like I do, or if you would like to turn it into a bracelet, a pendant, maybe even a brooch. It's completely up to you. So let's do a quick material check before we would start beading. Let's see, what do we need. We will start with some 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊 𝐇𝐄 beads, and then we will also use MIYUKI seed beads, round seed beads in size 15 and size 11. We will use MIYUKI DELICA beads, size 11. I have used 2 colors of the round 15s and 2 colors of the MIYUKI DELICA 11s, but that's completely up to you if you would like to have a more unified look and use only 1 color, or if you would like to use 2 colors as I did. You will also need some 3mm fire polished beads, check fire polished beads, and then the rest is completely up to you, that how would you like to finish your piece. As you can see, I have added a 32mm long glass drop in metal setting at the bottom. I really like long earrings. This is how I finished, by the way, the earring from last week. So you can see I am a fan of long earrings. So I have a 32mm glass drop in metal setting at the bottom, and then at the top I have a dragonfly-shaped connector, cubic zirconia in metal setting, and this fancy earring, a heart-shaped cubic zirconia, also in gold-colored metal, just like the dragonfly. But you can add, of course, also a tassel, you can add a crystal drop, or just make a little cute earring. It's up to you. Manuela is here with us. Manuela, welcome. I hope that you are doing well today. You feel better. And Sarah is here also. Sarah can't read. Katie will also just listen. Oh, Katie, I hope that you will feel better soon. Katie says that she had a drop of the sugar level. Just take it easy, Katie, today, and rest. And thank you so much for spending your time with us. And let's start beading. So, these are the steps, and I am also showing you my second camera. So here is my earring. I will put it aside. And let's start. Let's start with step 1 instead of 4, I would say. So I am using 0.12, it's about 5-6 inches, and I will secure it later. I start by picking up 6 pieces of half TILA beads, MIYUKI half TILA beads. I try to turn them in a way that the bumps will face the top of the motif. After I picked up the 6 pieces, I will tie a knot with the tail and the working end. I'm actually tying a double knot. So I created a circle from the 6 half TILA beads, and now I will bead through the same hole of the half TILA beads one more time, but I will add around 11 seed bead in between the half TILA beads. So I am exiting the first half TILA, I pick up around 11, and then I bead through the second half TILA, and so on, and so on. So I bead all around the motif. And I would really like to know, who are those of you who are thinking about entering the competition? I hope that I will see lots of beautiful jewels. I am super excited. This year, we actually have it in the rules that you can't publish, you should not publish your jewel before we publish it on the Beadingschool social media sites. So we will see everything all together when the competition is getting to the end. And I think it will be a very, very exciting time. And this is, I also, when I used to participate in the Battle of the Beadsmith competitions, then for me, it was always like a big celebration of beadwork. So it was, I know that it can be scary to participate in a competition, but I was always trying to focus on all the positive things that I would be getting from participating in a competition. And I have to say that every time when I pushed myself to take part, then those pieces that I have made, they always taught me something new, and they pushed me beyond what I imagined originally that I can do. I know that some of the pieces, the competition pieces that I have made, it's like they seem to be very scary at that moment when I had the idea, but then even if like sometimes I had to make like a compromise and I could not make what I exactly planned ahead, but every time I managed to learn something new that I could later use in my beadwork. And Tanya says that she will participate in the two bead weaving categories. Tanya and also Katie, I was really hoping that in May I can motivate you to try bead embroidery. So you still didn't try bead embroidery, right? Honey will also participate if she dares. I hope so. Your jewels are so beautiful, Honey. Katie says, I will. Also on my to-do list, searching the materials for the contest and maybe ordering. I am really glad that you will participate again, Katie. Katja says that for her, it will be her first competition. I really recommend. I don't know if you have seen it, but on Wednesday, we asked the question in the Beadingschool Club that what would participants from last year tell about their experience. And there were many, many beaders for whom it was the first time that they took part in a competition. But it was really motivating to read about their experience because they found it really rewarding. Donna will try again. Brit Marie rarely competes. Oh, Faye says that her first circle was too tight, so a half TILA broke. Yeah, try to even if I am tying a knot, then I don't pull it like 100%, maybe just 95. But it's glad that I'm glad that it happened at the beginning, and you can correct it quickly. Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. Nice to see you again. Katie will try bead embroidery if we can be together in real life. I hope that it will come to that, Katie. It would be great. Nancy says that she's thinking about the competition, but it might not be ready, but on the experience level. Nancy, you are doing so well, and like, it's really, I think, not about competing with each other, but with competing with ourselves, to like trying to do our best, really, trying to show what we are capable of, and then feeling proud and being happy with what we have created. But I would not be afraid. You are doing amazing, Nancy. Kirsten will also participate for the first time. Exciting. Claire says, if I can work out the pattern next week, I will definitely enter one of the bead weaving categories. I might even enter the other one as well. I'm curious, Claire. There are so many designs to choose from, right? Mektab, you are more than ready. Ladies, please, those of you who have participated also last year, please be please take some time to motivate your fellow beaders, to assure them that they can do it, and that inspiring each other and getting inspired is what matters, and it will be a great experience. Sharon will try again this year, not sure which category. She will try maybe all three, but let's see. Lynn is here. Hi, Lynn. Lynn is having some nice time with her friend. Kata says, I will participate as soon as I get ideas. Kata, I'm sure that you will get. Don't pressure yourself. There is still plenty of time. Sandra is also thinking about participating. That's wonderful. And Elena says, ladies, now it's your turn. I'm sure I will see something great from you. And hi, Caroline. And Elena says, you are definitely ready for it. Thank you, ladies, for the encouragement to each other. And in the meanwhile, I got to step 3, and I am now connecting the open holes, the outside holes of the half TILA beads with the round 11 seed beads that I have added between the inside holes of the half TILA beads. Joanna says, I'm going to try at least one of the categories this year. Nervous but excited. It's a good kind of excitement. I know it can be scary, like really putting out your work, working for a deadline, and putting out your work not only in front of the eyes of lots of fellow beaders, but also the jury. But I think it's a wonderful opportunity. And Kata says, I think everyone in this group is ready. Go, go, go. I'm 100% sure about that, ladies. While we have also categories where you can enter with your own design, but you can also enter with a variation of a beading school design. So for example, if you bead today's motif, then you can think about it. How can I make it a bit more special? Do I want to add something to it? Do I maybe want to connect several motifs? What kind of interesting colors can I use? And that's already a good start. Alicia will be entering. Sharon is here. I'm glad you like the pattern, Sharon. Eleanor says, have to read the criterias, but hope to find time and inspiration for at least one category of bead weaving. Don't have any L2 studio yet. Yeah, or bead embroidery category, that is to be done with L2 studio cabochons. So that's the criteria. And Faye says, hello Chantal. Faye says, oh no, to enter I will have to break up one of my beading school boxes. Faye, are you still keeping the beading school boxes, like everything together in the box without touching and without picking out beads from them? So I finished in the meanwhile step 3. Here I want to make sure that the motif is flat, so I am flattening it between my fingers and also putting it down from time to time to my bead mat. And I gently like to tap on it. And then in step 4, we are working with DELICA beads, size 11 and 3mm fire polished beads. And here I am adding DELICA beads into these V-shaped gaps between 2 half TILA beads, always between the very first and the very last round 11. And then when I bead through around 15, I bead through around 15, my thread is hanging towards a MIYUKI half TILA, and then I pick up 2 3mm fire polished beads, and I bead through 1 round 15 seed beads. And Teresa is also not using her beads from the boxes. And Faye says, glad I'm not the only one. They are just so gorgeous to look at. I'm very happy that you like to look at them, ladies, but you have to believe me that those beads will also be very gorgeous once that you pick them out of your boxes, and they will be included in one of your gorgeous jewels. So I'm beading all around, adding the pairs of fire polished beads over the half TILAs and adding the DELICA beads into the V-shaped gaps. And Claire says, I'm like Gollum and sit with all the treasures around me, stroking them and whispering my pretties to them. By the way, when I was putting together this earring, then the weather was still not this summery like now, and I had nice springtime weather on my mind with this yellow and fresh green tones and with the dragonfly. That is what I wanted to. That's the mood that I wanted to include, that wanted to show with this earring. And what is the mood of your motif today? I am curious. What kind of jewels are you making today? While I am waiting for your answers, then I would like to tell you about the inspiration behind the name Wolvega. And as we have some Dutch beaders here in the group too, or beaders from other countries originally who live also in the Netherlands like me, then they might know that Wolvega is actually a Dutch city. And I have to say, I have never been there. However, once when I was waiting at the train station, then, there are always these announcements on the loudspeaker and also on the signs that where is the next train going and so on. And there was one Wolvega. And it just sounded like out of a fantasy film. So if I have been a writer and wanted to create a magical land with forests and fairies, then I would call that country Wolvega, maybe. And the springtime mood of this fresh green and yellow earrings with the dragonfly, they reminded me of the name Wolvega. Actually, I like to make notes when I see a name or something comes into my mind that I can imagine as a name for one of my jewels. Then I like to write it down. And Wolvega, the name Wolvega, was waiting for a fitting jewel for a couple of years now, actually. And Sharon says, I have come to the conclusion that I am a collector to be looked at and appreciated but not used. We'll maybe have to change that for the competition. I really hope that you will pick out something from your beauties to be used at the competition, Sharon. Like, I totally get you. Like, I also have some very special pieces that pieces of material that are sitting in little boxes. For example, I have those vintage sewing machine boxes over there, and those are actually hiding the most beautiful gemstone cabochons that I still have after last year's distash. I don't have that many left, but yeah, I'm not actually using them. Some of them I have for 10 years maybe, but they are treasures and they deserve that special place in the vintage turquoise sewing machine drawers. And Verle is thinking about summer with her jewel today. Indeed, a city. In Friesland, as Connie says. By the way, do you know the series The Witcher? 2 years ago, I was on a bike tour in Friesland, and pretty much all the names of cities that I have seen on the road, they reminded me of names from The Witcher. There must be some kind of connection with the inspiration for the places, for the names of places and Friesland. And Elena says she has been in Wolvega once. It's a nice small city. And Natalie says she's using black AB half tilas, silver and magenta delicas, silver and eggplant number 15s. That sounds really nice, Natalie. And what are you making? Verla is using maybe orange half tilas. And Sherry says, I really like the name. It's nice to know the idea behind it. Sandra loves The Witcher. I'm so curious about the second season. It's coming soon. Yes, Henry Cavill. There is a video on YouTube when Henry Cavill is drinking whiskey in a big leather chair and he is reading out loud the Witcher story. Google it. So there can be so many ideas behind names of jewels. I will continue, but I will first explain step 5. So I added the pairs of fire polished beads and the MIYUKI DELICA 11s, and now I am exiting the very first MIYUKI DELICA 11 that I have added in step 4. And as I bead around one more time, I attach round 11 seed beads with square stitch to this DELICA beads. So I pick up around 11 and I bead through the DELICA bead that I am exiting one more time. So I make a little loop. And then I bead through around 15. I bead through a fire polished bead. And when I'm in between 2 fire polished beads, I pick up a pair of MIYUKI DELICAs in my second color. And then I bead through the other fire polished bead, the round 15, and again the MIYUKI DELICA in the gap. And this is how I bead all around. I pick up a round 11 seed bead, I bead through the DELICA, the round 15, and the fire polished bead one more time. And when I am in between the 2 fire polished beads, then I add a pair of MIYUKI DELICAs. Let me know if this is clear how I explained it. I am very happy to show it or explain it one more time or 2 more times. And Deb is using pinks and greens and a pink gold. That sounds really nice, Deb. Verla says orange half tila combined with eggplant color and fresh green. Inspiration is coming. Wonderful. And Claire says, I am still hopeful that I might bump into him, Henry Cavill, one day. His family lives in the Channel Islands and my sister-in-law lives there. I can dream. So you actually have a chance of bumping into Henry Cavill. I hope he will be dressed as Witcher and he will be horse riding on Roach. When you meet him, that would be the ultimate experience. And one of our Facebook user friends is using salmon, orange and turquoise. The best kind of color, the turquoise. By the way, if you are watching from the Beading School Club, then I posted a link at the very beginning that you need to click, and then I can see your name and face. And you know, when I was thinking about telling you about like the train station inspiration, then I realized that there are so many sources of where a name of a jewel can come from. And we have never specifically talked about this topic So I decided that next Tuesday during coffee time with Erika, I will talk about inspiration. We can talk about inspiration behind names of jewels. So that will be the topic on Tuesday. I will share with you some of the sources where I get inspired by names of jewels. And also I would love to hear about your experience. And hi Nicolene. Good to see you. Now I see your name. So next Tuesday will all be about names of jewels. And during the past month, we have had coffee time with Erika a bit later. Instead of the usual 3 in the afternoon Central European time, we have had it at 5 in the afternoon Central European time. And I realized that it's working better for me. And it's actually seeing how many beaders can participate in the live event. It seems that the later date works better also for you. So from now on, we will stay with 5 a.m. So at the later date, later time, with the coffee time too. So no more confusions from now on. It will always be at the same time. No one has to bead alone. And also, I've made a mistake and I have to go back. No one has to bead alone, and coffee time with Erika will be at the same time, so no more confusion. And Faith says, I chose my half TILA color first, matte black AB. This has tones of pink, turquoise, and so I chose metallic pink fire polish, silver, and turquoise 15, squash, and teal delicas. It's looking good so far. I'm curious about it, Faye. And we have another Facebook friend. I don't know who you are, unfortunately. I see only Facebook friend. She says, hello ladies, I'm not beading today. So tired after an intensive week at work. I can hardly keep my eyes open. I'm just looking at you and follow you beading and chatting. Thanks a lot for your great company. Wishing you a relaxing weekend. I hope that you will feel recharged soon and that you enjoy spending the time here even without beading. I'm adding in the meanwhile my last round 11, and then I bead up until I'm in between the two fire polished beads. I pick up the last pair of DELICA beads, and then I continue through the second fire polished bead, round 15, and MIYUKI DELICA. And in the last step, in the 6th step, I will bead in the opposite direction. So up until this moment, I was beading counterclockwise, and now I will turn clockwise, and I turn by beading through the round 11, DELICA again, and round 11. And hello, Anna. I see that Nicolene wrote that it's you. Nice to see you, Anna. And bye, Brit Marie. And now that I am exiting the round 11, I pick up 3 pieces of round 15s in my second color. I bead through one MIYUKI DELICA bead. Now I pick up 1 round 15 in my first color. I bead through the other DELICA and I continue. I always add 1 round 15 between the 2 DELICAs, and I add a group of 3 round 15s between the DELICA and the round 11. And at this point, I felt like I might also strengthen the connection between the round 11 and the DELICA bead. So every time when I reach round 11, I make a square stitch. So I bead through the DELICA and through the round 11 again. And then I continue clockwise. I add the group of 3 round 15s. And I repeat the same all around the motif. This is the last step of the earring, but I also have something else for you because I really wanted to show some of the beautiful jewels that fellow members of the Beading School Club made recently from last week's design, and they came out all came out very beautiful. So this is the earring made by Brit Marie. Brit Marie just had to leave. She's not here anymore for her red carpet moment. I hope she will watch the end afterwards. And she beaded the Louisiana motif and added some pieces for an old earring that she didn't like to wear anymore, and that it came out very special with the glass drops. Very well done, Brit Marie. And then we have from Nicolene. And Nicolene, she decided to add more fire polished beads and more seed beads all around. And what I really liked that she chose a purple bead that really made the whole design pop. Very well done, Nicolene. Beautifully chosen colors. Then this is from Faye, and Faye combined the motif with bead embroidery. She added an edge with seed beads, she added a flower in the middle, and then she finished it as a brooch. And that was a really nice idea, Faye. I love it. Then we have, this is from Anne, a beautiful romantic pendant with a peyote stitched bale. So even if I'm all the time beading earrings lately, you can also make these little motifs into pendants, of course. And then this is from Corinne, and Corinne made earrings, and she included also peyote bezeled cabochons and then fabric flowers at the bottom. and I really love it. And I love the contrast between the dramatic black color, but then it's also a bit like dreamy because of the fabric. So Corinne created a very special pair of earrings. And very well done, ladies. Everyone who had their pictures here, and also everyone whom I couldn't show because of time limit. And I'm looking at the comments if you maybe have a question. Because slowly we are finishing for today. And Tanya says, today I searched again for my charms. I really want to work with dragonflies or frogs for my Louisiana, but still did not find my bag full of charms. I'm turning crazy. I hate that feeling. I absolutely hate that feeling, Tanya. It happens to every beader that you are 100% sure that you have something, but you just can't find it. And then when you gave up, maybe you have ordered already, then you find what you were looking for. I will also have to wait with finishing today's earrings because I have the drop, but I don't have another dragonfly connector. So I need a dragonfly connector to finish my earring. Luckily, it seems that I don't have to wait for long because I saw a notice that you might be also familiar with on my email that a FedEx package is traveling towards me from Slovakia. So I am really looking forward to receiving it. And if you like those cubic zirconia components, then I would also recommend to look at Coffee Time with Erika next Tuesday. And Leslie has a question about prices of filigrees. Well, they are very different depending on the size of the filigrees. We have smaller ones and we have bigger ones. I will post a link for you so you can check them all out. And today is snow, but it's coming. So I have posted a link for you, Leslie, so you can check out the filigree pieces. And let me know if you have any more questions. And Tanya says, oops, you will have a UFO. Yes, I will, but hopefully only until Tuesday. Then I will finish it quick. I really am trying to not increase the number of my UFOs anymore. 2 full drawers are plenty, I would say. And by the way, ladies, before we go, I also have the next week's motif for you, so I can show it to you. I hope you will like it. So this is it. This is called the Regina motif, and you can bead it with me and with beaders from all over the world next week on Friday at the same time as today. And you will need quarter TILAs and gem duos and seed beads to make this motif. We are also restocking gem duos. We got like several kilos of gem duos. And I am really happy that you like it. I made it into a brooch, but you can of course make it into anything that you like. So thank you so much, ladies, for beading with me today. And I am wishing you a nice holiday next week. Where are you going? So, ladies, thank you so much for today's nice company. I really enjoyed our time together. I am looking forward to seeing your creations in the Beading School Club and wishing you a nice, relaxing weekend. Bye bye.